Hey everyone. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Let me check my phone. Hold on. You should be able to hear me. Let me just double check. Let's see. Trying to get to yes, okay. Let me see. Let me see. Testing, testing, testing. Trying to get to yes. Okay, perfect. There's a delay. Hey everyone. Testing. Let me close this out. Sorry. Okay, perfect. There we go. My gemstones are in the house. There's a few of us here already. I am going to pull up my notes. Today was a quite busy day. and between the stuff I have to get done to help plan my escape, my exit, hold on. My exit and the stuff that I am doing on behalf of all of us, the community, including consultations. And then my Etsy shop went down because, I guess there was so much activity and they had to have me do a code. Anyway, so today was quite a busy day. I have not pulled up my notes yet. And hopefully, because I think I told you everyone last night, I have like 20 some odd ready to go topics. And what I didn't realize is as I'm doing all of these topics, I forget like the sequence of what I'm supposed to discover. So if you're here now, just go ahead, let me know where in the world my gemstones are tapping in from. I'm curious to see what time zone we're in. Hey, Miss P. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I love it too, quite honestly. And I literally, every day that I think about it, I am super shocked at how much I enjoy continuing because I wasn't planning on continuing. I was planning to do a 7-day series, put that as a playlist for people to reference, but the community has been just too uplifting and too positive, and so thank you. Hey Moni, how are you? You were number 2 today. You're usually number 1. I mean, with the greetings, I don't know who got here first, but with the greetings, you're usually number 1. Good to see you. And I think you're in Virginia. Hey, Just One, thank you. Also, Just One, I believe, yeah, she is, or he, I'm assuming, let me not presume, was the one who notified me of the problem with my Etsy shop. And what it is, like the notifications go to an email that I only check once in the morning and once in the evening. Like I have multiple emails for, different things. And so I wouldn't probably even have caught that until later on this evening. So thank you so much for being such a gem. I appreciate that. Hey, Cynthia, welcome back. Good to see you. W Squared is back in the building. I love this. WM is also back in the building. Good to see you as well. Atlanta, yes, that's right. Oh my goodness, I don't know. So that was the other thing. Of course, there has been some news stories that I think some of us were expecting, the dropping of the convictions or anyway. So today has been it has been a day. Gemstone on Long Island. What's up, Li? Good to see you again. Hey, Casper 330, welcome back. Good to see you as well. And Kevin R, all my people are in the place. Good to see you again. So, yeah, Cynthia. Yeah. Hey, Diane Peters from Ohio, the Buckeye State, with the people walking down in the middle of town, losing their minds. I mean, downtown. Yes. Anyway, yeah, today was an interesting news day. We're going to talk about more of that on Saturday. Saturday is the break, I won't say breakdown, but the summary of some of the issues that we need to be really aware of with this Heritage Foundation, the Project 2025 mandates that are going to, we don't know how many are going to ultimately take effect, but we know some are. And so we'll talk more about that on Saturday. And I just want to say once again, thank you, thank you all. This channel, oh my gosh. I haven't been really able to check comments on the channel or respond to comments. Like when I'm mobile, I'll check, just some of the comments, but I haven't been able to respond. But I have seen so many thank yous, so many. I just renewed my passport. Thank you. I didn't even think to check. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I need to get my son's birth. Just so many great comments. And I just want to, before we get in tonight, I want to say thank you to everyone for commenting. I'm not doing much on Thursday, quite honestly. I probably won't even leave the house. Like I said, this week hasn't been the best week. And tomorrow, even though I couldn't, I couldn't go to South Carolina to the actual services, I will be attending online tomorrow. And I just think, this week is it's just, besides my gemstones, I think I'm just going to rest on Thursday, but rest in the sense, like not have to deal with traffic, not have to go anywhere, but catch up on some of the comments, catch up on, further strategizing, this community and what it can look like or may look like for the people who are really serious about leaving. So I'm going to I don't know if I'm going to figure it all out on Thursday. I'm going to use Thursday to try to figure some more things out. And so with that being said, let me pull up. If everyone can do me a favor, if you are interested, I hit the wrong tab. If you can, put in the comments if you're interested in any countries abroad. Can you just list what they are? If it's just one, that's fine. And if you're not, you don't have to comment, but I just want to highlight some of the places that you may be thinking about versus what I have in my notes. So I don't want this to be, me just dictating, and I don't see the comments right now. I'm pulling up some of the sites. But I just want to make sure that I'm addressing a lot of the places that may be of interest to the audience here. So let me stop multitasking. Hold on. Let me go back to StreamYard. Let's see. Okay, so no one's commented yet. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started, because what we're not going to do, y'all not going to have me here 2 hours and 15 minutes tonight. I had a great time yesterday. I see you said I'm going to get your comment in a minute, but I just want to say that time went by so fast. I could not believe that we started at 7, and I was on time yesterday. I was on time. But we didn't get off until like 9:15. Wow. And it didn't seem like it. So that's the beauty in it. Okay, so Cynthia says Portugal. Diane says Nigeria. Well, Nigeria is not on my list tonight, but I'll show you how to do some additional research. Mexico, the Caribbean, Costa Rica, maybe someplace in Europe. Well, 3 out of the 4. Oh no, actually, you could check all of those off the box if we get through all of them, and I'll tell you how we're going. And you're actually open. Okay, that's great. That's good to hear. So, and then there's Malaysia. Oh, Moni. Okay. Oh, you want to go all the way across the world. Well, instead of Malaysia tonight as part of the list, it's not too far. It's Thailand. and Thailand is really less about, let me not get ahead of myself. Let me stay on track. So you're actually open. Kevin R says Portugal, Vietnam, Cambodia. Okay. I think Vietnam is actually on the list. Okay. Malaysia and Cynthia, Panama. Okay, wonderful. So basically tonight, and let me just get to my right notes page over here. Tonight is really talking about, and let me just, I always forget to introduce myself. That's the other thing, because I feel like everyone knows me in this community right now, knows me already, but I have to do it. YouTube has to place me where they need to place me and send this out to the people they need to send it out to. So, hey everyone, what's up? I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, and here on this channel, we talk all things wellness, travel, and finance from a cultural perspective and a Black woman's point of view. I am also the founder of Black Travel and Culture Community. And we will get back to live events eventually, but we are a travel community with over 300,000 members strong, online, as well as in-person events and trips. We also do exploration trips. This past May, we went to Playa del Carmen on a scouting trip. So, and we've gone to China. We've done other trips in the past. And so if you're interested in hearing more tips about travel as it relates to a Black person, a Black woman's point of view, and when I say person, because I'm going to invite our community to also share some gems and some tips to, our YouTube audience. If that sounds like something you're interested in, as well as wellness and finance, financial tips and gems, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, share this with a friend, turn on your notifications, because for those of you that don't know, we are on a mission. We are on a mission. We are in the midst of a stay ready, so you don't have to get ready movement. This is all about helping people realize what documents are needed, what resources are available, what type of communities are out there that you can tap into, and so much more. And so we started on, what was it, the 10th or the 11th of November with the first live, and I have been coming live every day since. Our first day off will be on Thursday because I respect people's time off. Listen, take your time, sleep, go visit friends and family, do whatever it is that you want to do on Thursday. But we will be back on Friday. We will be back on Saturday, and we will be back every day for the foreseeable future with great conversations on how to get ready so we don't, stay ready so we don't have to get ready. And so with that introduction, I want to just say that tonight, I want this to be more about showing you resources. So I won't be going over every single country that, people are interested in. I just wanted to see what the majority said, and also if there were any parallels with the information I already have ready to go. And so with the information that I'm sharing today, it's a great resource for you to, so like Nigeria, I know we're not going to go over today, but these resources will help you find out if Nigeria is basically safe. And so what led me to do this part of the series is because the news will have you so fearful, and I'm going to pull up an article because I like to come with receipts, right? Will have you so fearful about visiting certain places when in fact those places are safer than the places that we live in. And so I really don't want to, anything can happen to anyone, anywhere, right? But I don't want anyone to stop themselves from visiting certain places that may be deemed as unsafe, when in fact people that look like us are thriving, living their best lives, not worried about being out 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, alone by themselves. And so I really thank you guys for tuning in. Let me just get a couple more comments because I see some, because once I go into pulling these receipts up, I won't be able to see. So let me just see. So we have Panama. So progress to success. Hey, good to see you. Hey, Lorinda, welcome back. Amen. I just sent my back. Oh, yes. Thank you. I swear, this is like my dopamine, like this coming here every day, even no matter what, like this is truly truly lifting me up in the midst of all the news stories and the chaos. Yes, Kenya, we're not going to talk about in detail today, but I have a separate, that's the other thing. So part of our conversations, I am going to make sure I emphasize the continent of Africa in a special way, in a different way, and dedicate certain lives as well as produce content specifically for Kenya. Not Kenya, for the motherland, and Kenya would be included. And if you go to um, Ashley in Africa, I interviewed her earlier this year. She gave some great insights as to her journey from Atlanta to the motherland. And she's lived in, I think, 2 countries so far. Right now, she's in Johannesburg, but I think she, if I remember correctly, she started out in Tanzania. And so I want to do a special, there's so many, Africa is such a beautiful, rich, huge continent, and we only hear about certain places. So we hear about Ghana, we hear about um, um, South Africa, we hear about what is that, the safaris and all of that. But I want to really talk more about Rwanda. There's so many places that I want to talk about that don't get, I think, the type of coverage that it deserves. So we're gonna and I think we may be doing that next week. I know I wanted to wait till after Thanksgiving, so I think it was scheduled for next week. So stay tuned for that. Hey, the Buck Stops here. Welcome back. Oh, the Buck Stops here is the one that just came back from Cabo San Lucas. I think I mixed you and Ebud up yesterday. So yeah. Did you hear Shaq bought a high-rise condo in Mexico City? I guess we're not the only folks with an exit plan. And he's one of them. And when I say one of them, he got the money, honey. So listen, he's smart because he knows what it is. It's an investment, because Mexico City, depending on where you live, because I think there's a part of town called Roma something, the prices are skyrocketing. They're becoming like Manhattan. And he probably knows there will be some type of exodus, and he's going to capitalize on that. But thanks. Thanks I didn't hear that. Hey, Nine Frederic, good to see you as well. Okay, so I'm going to first take you to this article. I'm going to take you probably to a couple things just to show you what I mean. Oh my gosh, these have these daggone ads, but we're going to try. Let me see, can I close that out? Another one will probably pop up. Okay, so I got to pull this up on stage. So I got to do present, share screen, find the article. There we go. Share screen. Go back to StreamYard and then add to the stage. And where do I want to be? Let's go here. Okay. All right. So there's certain times of the year that we can predict there will be a travel warning, especially to Mexico. And spring break is one of those times. So let's just see. So this was from February 2024, but there are often travel advisories from this country warning us against Mexico. And what I'd like to say is, saying that there's a travel advisory to a country as large, as massive as Mexico is so misleading, because that's like saying the crime rate in New York City is the same as I can't even think of a small town in like the Midwest. Like, you cannot do a blanket statement about a travel advisory. And so I'm not going to be able to see you in a second. So I just switched to the screen just to share. I'm not going to read through the entire article, but this was February 29th, 2024. And it says that the U.S. issues travel warnings for Mexico ahead of spring break. The United States is warning travelers heading to Mexico to be aware of their surroundings ahead of the spring break holiday season. The warning, which was issued this week, I'm not going to read all of that, reminds travelers to travel smart and be informed. as thousands of US citizens visit Mexico during spring break each year. The embassy continued that while the vast majority of travel, while the vast majority travel safely, visitors should be aware of issues with crime, DRU, you see that, unregulated alcohol, drownings, and more. Crime, including violent crime, can occur anywhere in Mexico, including popular tourist destinations. Travelers should maintain a high level of situational awareness. And this is in Travel and Leisure publication, which is a pretty substantial publication in the travel world. Travelers should maintain a high level of situational awareness, avoid areas where illicit activities occur, and promptly depart from potentially dangerous situations. U.S. citizens should exercise increased caution in the downtown areas of popular spring break locations, including Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum, especially after dark. And so I'm going to stop there. I'm going to take this off the screen and I'm going to come back up. I think you guys get the gist. For someone who has never been to Mexico, that reads that, would never know that there are so many solo travelers, solo women travelers that live in Playa del Carmen, in Cancun, and in Tulum, and make it to and fro very safely and have done that for many, 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 many years. The first person that told me about Playa del Carmen, I'm going to say 15 years ago, when it wasn't as developed as it is now, specifically said that the reason why she loved it so much was because she can do anything, walk anywhere, never felt like a target, never felt like she was in danger. She would go with her boyfriend, her significant other, but she would go long, like he would come in, he'd stay for a couple days or a week, and she would stay longer. And as someone who has spent quite a few, I don't know the exact amount of time, but let's say 4 or 5 months in the past 2 years in Playa del Carmen, I can tell you, I have never, ever, ever felt like I was not safe. And that this is me leaving a restaurant by myself, heading back to my apartment. This is the people, the groups that I meet up with, us all heading back and not being like, oh, let me walk you home. Oh, call me when you get in. It was none of that. But if you read that article from Travel and Leisure, you would think just the opposite. And so if you've never ever been there, never experienced that, then yeah, you'd be like, oh, why would I go there? Let me just go to Florida. Instead, stay in my country. I feel safe. I won't get taken by the, cartel. I won't, all these crimes that they're saying that may happen, even though they're saying in every Mexico City, like it is so confusing to me. In the words of the great MC Light, I cram to understand how this is even allowed. But I am going to share with you Mexico's response to one of the travel advisories that the US has issued against them. And I'm starting with Mexico because Mexico is near and dear and I have firsthand knowledge. And so I want to share with you, let me remove this from the stage. Where's that? Okay. So I'm going to present. I'm going to share screen. I'm going to share screen. I'm going to add this. Okay. Oh, did I bring it up? I probably didn't bring it up yet. No, I didn't add to stage. Okay. Matter of fact, let me come off of this because it looks like, okay, you should be able to see that. Again, I'm not going to read everything here, but I'm just going to share with you. There's a lot of back and forth. Now, this is from 2021, but this is like a constant thing. So there was a press release that went out from the Mexican government, expressing its concern regarding U.S. warnings against travel. The Mexican government expressed its concerns regarding the expansion of the U.S. Department's Level 4 travel advisory, including 180 countries, among which are Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Greece, Italy, Netherlands, Peru, Philippines, Qatar, Spain, and others. And so, let me see. The action has a bilateral impact on the reactivation of tourism and connectivity with the North American region. We are joined to the United States by an extensive and complex common border and a diversity of natural markets, which together with Canada make up one of the main supply chains in the world. In addition, we share communities that reside in both countries and families in both nations. And wait a minute, they go on to talk about how much Americans spent. Now, I'm not going to go through the numbers because that could get mundane. But if you can find this information, yourself. And then it talks about how many flights. In 2019, there were 10,700 plus flights from the US to Mexico. 2019. They're trying to stop the spread, so to speak. The spread of people going from the US to Mexico and realizing, wow, I kind of like it here. And so if you saw the thumbnail, it's like, that's what I was getting at. Like, this country is too dangerous. But the real POV is like, are you sure about that? Because once I landed there, I kind of felt safe. I kind of felt like things were okay. And so this article goes on to give more figures. And I don't want to talk about, what went down in 2020, but at the global level, Mexico has emphasized the need for equitable and collective responses, since there can be no global solutions if there are countries lagging behind. The combat, oh no, I don't want to, that's what I said I don't want to talk about. But let me come out of this and see if there's. So there were some key takeaways from there. And I'll just summarize, because I'm not even looking at my notes right now, but I'll just summarize. Too much money was leaving this country and going to that country. And so instead of picking out certain areas where, of course, crime may be heightened, right? So if you're in one of them border cities, which are not really touristy cities. So this is why I was saying there's some instances where I don't mind an advisory, especially if you are driving across the border into Mexico, because those border towns do attract more risque and illicit behavior from people who are doing border runs or making, transporting stuff across the border. And most of those border towns are not tourist towns. So unless you speak the language, then yeah, you can be caught up and hemmed up in some things that if you're in the more touristy areas or more expat driven communities, then you can be in trouble in those border towns. But the problem was that a lot of people started spending a lot of money in places outside of their homeland. And so when you have almost 11,000 flights going back and forth from, one country to the next, which is attached, that means money. And especially with America being the dollar being so strong. And that's the other point I wanted to bring up. And I am going to have to start looking at my notes because that's in there. With the dollar being so strong against the peso, people would just go there, buy up stuff and come back. There was this, I don't know, one of those news stations, not news stations, those like Dateline, something like that. And they showed how when prices got so high here, I don't remember what year it was, families in California used to literally drive across the border into Mexico, fill up their minivans and everything else at the the Costco's and the supermarkets and everything, whatever stores they had there, and then drive back across because they were saving money. So my point is, a lot of times when these advisories go out, it's like, follow the money, what's going on, and for it to come out right before spring break or during spring break, that's to instill fear and to keep the money here. And so anyway, with that being said, let me see if there's any questions. Hey, Frederic, I think I said hi. You can get God in Florida. Yes. Those are people that want to sow fear in everyone. Exactly. And so I think the reason why I think this is such a timely story, because I think the travel advisory situation is going to get enhanced. And again, they want people not to leave. and not only people, they want people not to take their money with them when they leave. So retirees are out of here. People who have money are out of here. Like they're taking their money where it can stretch further. And I think I mentioned the other day, I did, that right now the Mexican peso is like 21, you get 21 Mexican pesos to $1. And so, so I wanted you to see that. And like you said, you could get got anywhere in the US, like probably quicker than places in Mexico. And so hold on one second. Let me get out of that. So one of the resources that I want to pull up is, hold on one second. Okay. Present, share screen, share screen, share screen, share screen. Let me see. Let me go to StreamYard. Okay, here we go. Add to stage. Okay. So I'm going to take I am off the screen. Give me 1 second. Give me like 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this list, this list that we're about to go over. Hey, Xander, or is it Xander? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so this list that I'm going to go over are 15 of the top countries. 15 countries where Black Americans are moving abroad in big numbers. And then we're going to do a little test and just see what they're saying about the safety. And then, hold on. Okay, and then we'll talk. Okay, so I'm going to come off the screen again. Well, I don't really have to. Let's just go ahead. So, Ghana is or has become, especially since the year of the return, Ghana has become a major destination for people who want to return, right? Ghana did an amazing marketing ploy. And I shouldn't call it a ploy, a marketing initiative during the year of the return in 2019. And it was 400 years since the first enslaved Africans arrived into America. And so the way that they promoted it was top notch. The way they had educational tours and dignitaries just encouraging Americans to go back. And they have done that every year since. And so that is driving a good number of African Americans to not only explore moving back, but some are taking the leap back. And I don't know who watched Snowfall. Like Snowfall even featured two of the characters moving back to Africa, and Ghana is where they went. And so we're going to, maybe we'll put Ghana on the list. I was only going to do like two just to do comparison, so we're not here until 1:00 in the morning. But let's just go through the 15 real quick. I'm not going to read all of them, but Costa Rica, and it tells you the cities too. So the cities of Accra and Kumasi are the two most popular cities that people are relocating to or moving back to. Costa Rica, the cities of San Jose and Tamarindo are two of the most popular. Portugal, Lisbon, and Porto. Mexico City, Merida, and Playa del Carmen. And we covered those in the top cities in Mexico to live, I want to say last week. South Africa, both Cape Town and Johannesburg, ranked very high on Black Americans expatriating to or becoming legal immigrants. Legal immigrants in Dubai. And if anyone's on like TikTok, there are so many single women, solo travelers, I should say, that have decided to call Dubai and the UAE home. And it's counter what we hear here. We hear so many things. I don't know if you guys remember when there was a Black woman who got arrested. Something with a rent-a-car, but she was very disrespectful and ended up getting arrested. So they put those stories out on full blast. They repeat it, and people become fearful to move to countries like Dubai or Abu Dhabi. I don't know that many people that moved to Abu Dhabi, but I do know quite a few people who moved to Germany. To Dubai. Next is Germany. Now, I don't know how long that's going to be the case, but Germany, Berlin, and Frankfurt, there's been a lot. Let's just see what it says. Germany offers robust job opportunities, high quality education, and a vibrant multicultural society. Berlin's artistic vibe and Frankfurt's financial prowess are major draws. The country's efficient public services and strong economy add to its allure. And I said in another video, like my father loved Germany. I've never been, but he raved about it. Panama. So Panama, and I think I said this was going to be one of the places. So maybe we'll start with Panama. Let's see. Panama, the cities are Panama City and Boquete. Canada, Toronto, and Vancouver. Thailand, Bangkok, and Chiang Mai. So we don't have Malaysia on the list, but we have Thailand. Brazil, both Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. I know a lot of people that have also gone to Bahia. Jamaica, Kingston, and Montego Bay. I'm just making sure I do those. Okay. Spain, Barcelona, and Madrid those are very popular expat destinations, Black American expat destinations. And they also have, I think there was just a meetup in, I want to say Madrid. There was just I think it was Black women though. I'm not sure, but I've seen it recently. And I only saw women. So I think it was a Black women's destination. The Netherlands, Amsterdam, and Rotterdam. Italy, Rome, and Milan. Now, I love Milan. I don't think I could live in Rome just simply because the number of tourists are just absolutely too much for me. But yeah, so those are the top 15 countries that Black Americans are moving to. Rather, they're retiring there, they're doing a sabbatical there, or they're deciding just to expatriate themselves to those places. But some of the places that I listed, if you look up their safety, like if you just Google, and I'm just going to just, let's start with Jamaica. Hold on. I'm supposed to be taking that off. Stop screen, percent. Hold on a second. Okay. So let me bring that back up. Present, share screen, share screen. We're going to Google, we're going to share, we're going to add this to the stage. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I'm just going to type in, is Jamaica a safe country to move to from the US? So I don't really do the AI stuff. So let me just see. Here we go. So if we look at the US Department of State, let me just open this up. So this was July. And I've posted about this on my TikTok page, the Black Travel and Culture TikTok page. And people from Jamaica commented. Okay. So on July 25th of this year, reconsider travel to Jamaica due to crime. Exercise increased caution. It's a level 3. Now, level 3 is pretty high. I think, does it go to 5? It may just only go to 4, but I will confirm that. But reconsider travel to Jamaica due to crime. Exercise increased caution regarding medical services. Some areas have increased risk. Read the entire travel advisory. Basically, Jamaica often gets a high advisory warning from America, but I have heard of no one who has visited there, who has lived there, that was not into illicit activities or did things that you wouldn't do here, basically, have any bad experiences. And so I think to stay on track, part of what I want everyone who sees this video to do is to do their own research. Find out not only what the US, of course, I recommend starting with the State Department, right? Start there, but don't stop there. You want to do your own research. You also want to see what type of crime they're talking about. Because I promise you one thing, and let me come out of here. Can you see me? Okay, I promise you one thing. I'd rather somebody steal my cell phone than for me to go in a movie theater and they pew me. I truly, if I had to choose, listen, take my cell phone all day, every day. And those are some of the crimes that are being reported. A lot of the crimes that they're reporting and ranking high in these Latin American countries and in these in Mexico. Yeah, some places don't stand on the corner with your phone like this because someone with a moped can come by and snatch it. But guess what? They're not going to do. They're not going to pew you for it. So, start with this U.S. State Department, right? Department of State, but then use other resources and see what other countries are saying. 2 references that we already talked about. One is the From Here to There resource guide. So those places, the 15 places that I showed you, I think almost every place in the resource guide is on there. And that's the resource guide, the From Here to There resource guide that has the clickable links. Excuse me, sorry about that. That has the clickable links for you don't have to do a whole bunch of research going from this window to that window or this tab to that tab. Everything's right there for you. And it includes everything from housing to health to expat groups and stuff like that. So you could start, with that, but you can also, um, what was the other thing I was about to say? That telephone just totally knocked me off my square. Well, you can start there to come back to me, but then also, excuse me, also research, because we talked about crimes, right? There's levels to it, right? Find out where they rank in gun laws. How strict are their gun laws? How many pyung pyungs per capita? Because that's the comparison. You just don't want to say how many pyung pyungs, because if you're in a city that has 5,000 people and 20 people get pyung pyung, versus being in a city that has 10,000 people and only one person gets pyung pyung. Like, you see what I'm saying? So you could be in a big city. I mean, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. If you're in a city with 10,000 people or 100,000 people, there's 5 people that got pyung pyung. You're in a city with 10,000 people and one person gets pyung pyung. Just because one person got pyung pyung, the per capita, is higher at the smaller city. So forgive me for mixing that up. But yeah, so you want to, there's research, there's websites where you can find out what the pyung pyung rate is, the unaliving rate is due to pyung pyungs, and what the laws are. You could find those out, and that's going to be your resource or not just a resource, but your information, the information that you need to really see if what we're saying over here on the State Department is accurate or not. And then the next thing I'm going to say, check to see what other countries are saying. So I'm going to pull up, and when I say other countries, we want to look at the major countries. So we're not looking at small countries. We want to see what the other countries, where they're giving their travel advisories to and why. And then we'll do a cross comparison. So I'm just going to pull up. Well, let me see what you're saying. Hold on. Okay. Xander. Okay. Thank you. I said Xander, but Xander. Thank you. Ploy is correct. Yeah. Can you give the name of the website again? Which one was that, Jan? I went over a couple of them, so let me know which one. And I'll tell you what it is. Jamaica was outcry, but that was to stop the money from going in, because if you looked at the pyung pyung unaliving rate per capita, there's certain parts, there's certain parts where you don't go. And so that's what I mean. So if we're talking about Kingston and the outskirts of Kingston, and you just want to be a little solo flashy driver, I mean, just solo flashy person. And the reason I said driver, I'm going to tell you in a second. By yourself with your diamonds and your, designer bag and all of that. Yeah, you may be, asking for trouble. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about going places where you're building community. You've already done the research and there's a thriving community, and that safety is not a concern. And so what I was going to say about driving. So I was in Jamaica, and we were going from Montego Bay to Ocho Rios. And we were going to be there all day. I have friends staying in a hotel in Ocho Rios. And so we were there all day. We did Dunn's River, and we were going to come back late at night. Now, we didn't know this was going to happen. So we were coming back. We had a driver. We're coming back, and we were driving. And then our driver said, it was one of those like minivan type things. The driver was like, okay, I need y'all to lay down. I saw my life flash before me. I'm like, oh Lord, he gonna kill us. Lay down. Why is he telling us to lay down? I don't want to lay down. And it turned out that he was trying to protect us, because they had people on that road when after a certain time that knew that there would be American travelers like with money going back and forth. And so there were these rude boys, I'll just say. I don't even know if that's the right thing to say, but they would come out the woods, stop the cars, the taxis or tour guides or whatever, and then come in. They wouldn't hurt the people, but they would rob them. And so if it looks like there's nobody in the van or the car or the taxi, then they're not going to stop you. So he had us like lay down in the seats. And basically that was to protect us. And so saying all that to say, who's real, like, we're not driving back and forth in a tour bus every day, but you'll know where you're moving to. So, I mean, yeah, where you're going to expatriate yourself to. So, anyway, just using that as an example that Jamaica, Jan. I went to Ocho Rios in 1996. I got robbed, but I have to take responsibility for that. I left my bags unattended. The same thing happened to me in New York. So exactly, like, that's what I'm saying. And rob me any day of the week. Just don't pum me. And that's the thing. When you go to certain places, especially, countries, and every country has impoverished people. So I'm not walking around 38th Street. I think I said that last night. This summer, as much as I love New York and never thought I would keep my head, definitely paid attention to my surroundings, I had no desire to walk around Times Square or Midtown by myself because of the homeless population, which is out of control. So the one with all the different countries. Oh, okay. That Black expats are moving to. Got it. Okay, so, you know what I'll do? I'm just gonna put it in the chat right now. And hold on. So if you want to see the top 15 countries with the cities that Black Americans are calling home now, and this is from 2024, this is not an old article, go ahead and check that out. Ranking the countries. I think I put in what you needed, Jan, hopefully. Hey, DL, listen, I needed my my security and my IT girl. I didn't know what was going on. Anyway, welcome back. Road bandits. Yes, road bandits. That's exactly. But again, I was like, you should have told us this before you told us to lay down. Like, I'm like, I saw my life flash before me. I'm like, is he really going to rob us like right now? So, and then I'm going to show you some more receipts. Where are the cartels heaviest in Mexico? Out on the outskirts. And when I say the outskirts, so we're not talking like inside. And when you say the artel, so let's just know that, they may be walking amongst you in certain towns, like, but they're about business. That's the one thing I need to emphasize. They're not just out here doing things just to be doing it. Like, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense for them. So they're not just going looking for expats to, deal with. They're looking for money from people who owe them money for stuff that they should have done or shaken down, the same thing that happens here in the US with other types of organized crime. But yeah, so I don't know the exact cities. There are most places I can't pronounce because I've done the research on that, but they're heavily native to Mexican cities. Like, you're not seeing tourists or anything like that. So yeah, I did that. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, warrior, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. Stay ready. Okay, so next on, let me just go to my notes again 1 second, because I hadn't really been watching my notes. So just a few of the places that I'm not going to go over in detail tonight, but other places that weren't on that list. Colombia, there's a lot of us moving to Colombia. There's a lot of us moving to Guatemala. And it's for all the reasons that I listed, affordable, excuse me, safe places for Black Americans to live. And that is in a video that we did as part of the series. So if you missed any of the videos that I'm referencing, there's a playlist on my channel. And I usually try to put it in the description if I remember. But if you go to the channel, look under playlist, it's called Move Abroad Gems. You'll find what I'm talking about. So you want to make sure that these places, excuse me, fit certain criteria. And we're talking about safety, walkability, cost of living, and all of that. But okay, I don't want to lose. I'm starting to lose my train of thought. Determine whether a country's is safe to involve. So yeah, definitely you want to. And I'm what time? How much time we got? So you want to do your research on the pages, the news pages of the particular country. So you know what? Let me just pull up one example, and I'm going to do Panama because somebody here said, two people I think said Panama, and so I haven't even done this since I wrote this topic out. So let me just pull up. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to Google. Hold on a second. We're going to Google together, and then let's just add this to the screen. Present, share screen, Google, share screen. Oh, I got to bring it back to the stage. Okay. So, and I just lost it. What am I supposed to be Googling? Oh my gosh. What am I supposed to be Googling, y'all? I said I hadn't looked it up. I said I was going to use Panama. And what else did I say I was going to do? Oh, the news. Okay. Let me just go ahead. Okay. Am I up on the screen? Let me see. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Google and type it in. So I'm going to do Panama. Okay. Panama Daily News. I'll say Panama City. I think it's Panama. Okay. So let's go to, and I don't know if this is, I think it's the Independent I really want to go to, but let's just see what the newsroom Panama says. It's pulling up. This may be in Spanish. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that one. So hold on. Let's do this one. Okay, yeah. Can you see that? Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, I'm just reading what the latest news is. Latin America. Panama says repatriation of migrants crossing will be voluntary. So yeah, so basically what you'll find out is, oh wow, did anybody hear about this right here? Florida attorney pleads guilty to trying to detonate explosives near, when was this? Oh, that was back in August. I didn't even hear that. Ciao. So yeah, I'm bringing this channel, this page up, this news channel up to show you that you will find out things that are going on, how, if you see things like if you search like tourist issues or expats, let me see, can you search here? It tells you stuff that's going on here. You can also get a sense of how that country is leaning based on the type of news that they cover on their main like news media outlets, or rather it's online, rather it's television broadcast or whatever. But do your own independent research is, I guess, what I'm trying to, and a lot of this stuff I'm probably going to have to, if I hit too much of it, give them my email address or something. But it's a great way to get a sense of the country that you're living in. And I also wanted to showcase that so many of these news outlets that are online come in English, even for Spanish speaking countries or countries that have a different language like Portugal or whatever. So, yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. And we're not seeing, let's see, what date was this last article? I just want to make sure that we're talking. Yeah, November 14th. This is not like a dated site, like that's not updating regularly, but we're not seeing. Oh, and listen, I did want to bring this to y'all. Y'all talking about Shaq. Did y'all hear about Ellen DeGeneres, who broke out as soon as the the results came in, and she's now living in England? So yeah, so that's just another story that just people listen, people out of here, they are out of here. So to put a pin in this, you can see if there's any major crime stories recently, who the crime was against, which will give you a sense of safety. If it's people in the barrio where you're not planning to ever visit that are just, unfortunately unaliving each other, then that is not the same as them messing with people who have moved to the country and is supporting their economy. And so, yeah, so yeah, I could talk. People, they're right. I talk a lot. Let's see. Before I move on, is Guatemala a U.S. a U.S. territory? I don't think so. But listen, news changes every day. Let me double check. I think Panama. Guatemala, U.S. territory? No. Guatemala is not a U.S. territory, but they have a close relationship. And so, and Panama, I guess, is no longer. It's a sovereign state now. It used to be a U.S. territory. But let me. What was the no? I forgot. Oh, you're answering. Okay, perfect. What are your thoughts about Belize and Virgin Islands? And thanks for reminding me, because I think one of the next things I'm going to do is Google most dangerous. I think Belize is a huge opportunity. I think people are investing there in mass numbers. I think people who look like us are moving there as well. It's south of Mexico. Well, the part of Mexico I like. So the Caribbean, like the Cancun, Playa, Quintana Roo area. It's south of there, and people go back and forth all the time. It's really hot. It's further south, more southern than Mexico. It's really hot, but I think it's a good opportunity if you're looking to put places on your list to, spend time in, bop, live. Yeah. And there's this gentleman, Passport Heavy is the name of his YouTube channel. His name is Jabril. He's been doing this. He's lived in Thailand. His channel is actually full of a wealth of information, and it gives you a glimpse inside of these countries. He is a world traveler, and he had just invested in some real estate property in Belize. So the government right now, I think there's some elections coming up. So you can start the process now. I always say if there's an election coming up, though, and it's imminent, like nearby, and you can hold off to see who actually comes in power, then I would do that. But Virgin Islands, it's a U.S. territory. So what do I think about the Virgin Islands? It's U.S. And do they care about the Virgin Islands? And so I like the Virgin Islands. I like St. Thomas. I like St. John. I like the Virgin Islands, but I don't know that I would put that, I think the same way they think about Jamaica and Puerto Rico, and I think they think that about the Virgin Islands. So too many non-white people. Yes, the Virgin Islands, Belize, and Curacao too. Curacao, I think, is a great opportunity. And the reason why I think Curacao is great because of the Dutch. So the Dutch are, for the most part, are really good people when it comes to race relations, I should say. Now, I don't know the history of Curacao. I've heard different, I've heard stories. I've been to Curacao. But the people are nice, and they get a huge Dutch tourist delegation, so to speak. KLM, or I think that's the airlines, like, has lots of flights there daily or whatever. But I definitely would recommend that as some place to put on your list to research. Again, Belize and Curacao, thumbs up. Virgin Islands for me, based on the fact that, it's part of the US, and I don't think it's going to be a popular part of the US. I could see them doing stuff there to own that waterfront property that the natives have, like stuff they're doing. And where else are they doing that? It's another island that they already started that, where they stopped people. Is it the Bahamas? They privatized public beaches for is it Jamaica? I can't recall. I have so many notes about so many things, but anyway, I think that's the route for some of these brown and black islands, that they have takeover plans along with China. China has takeover plans for these places as well. Yes. Listen, Ellen was like, I done talk mess about this man. I got money. I'm gone. You ain't got to tell me twice. So she stayed ready, so she didn't have to get ready. That took her no time. Yes, a few celebrities. I didn't know they left. Left permanently. I knew people that have talked about they're in the plans. They're planning to. Yes, her wife escaping to English because they did not. Yeah, listen, they are not part of the new world order. They are not. They are the LGBTQ plus, just like every minority is, at risk. So I understand why they didn't like it. Most of everyone here tonight doesn't like it either. So Honduras, quite honestly, let me put that on my list, because that's not one of the places that I've done extensive research on. I've heard some things, but I don't want to speak on them because I haven't done research. So let me get back to you on that, and I will do that. I won't do it. I'll do it next week. I will find a way to make it known in the description of a video that Honduras is included. Yeah, no, I've heard things, but again, I definitely wanted. There's one thing I do want to show. And I know, in New York, we know people from everywhere. I know people from Honduras that live here. And when you're talking about moving someplace, so I guess the qualifier would be, if you're thinking about moving like full time, or you're thinking about spending some time, maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year, that's different. So I guess my answer would be different for if you're thinking about just bopping there for a bit and then doing something else. Hang around Cruise Bay and you can hit all the beaches, US and the British Virgin. The fish tacos are amazing. Yeah, it's a great place to visit. Yep, absolutely. But truth be told, I think we would do better if we're talking about staying ready and possibly making a move. And like I said, that move does not necessarily have to be outside of the US to begin with. Have your paperwork in order just in case you have to. But if you're going to move someplace, it should be better than where you are now. And because USVI is a US territory, and it offers, I mean, there's anything that's surrounded by water is valuable, right? Any place that's livable and habitable that's surrounded by water is very, very valuable to white people. And unfortunately, a lot of the natives of that land have waterfront property that they're not paying what those people would consider market value. So that's why I'm hesitant about brown and black. Any island that has an overwhelming majority of African descendants that is a US territory, I would not say put on the top of the list. Okay, Roatan is English, it's almost all English speaking, yeah. But you want to know more about the government, the stability of it, the safety, all of that. So you're going to visit in December, great. Oh, that's amazing. So there's one other thing I wanted to Google before we wrapped up. So let me pull this up. Hold on one second. I'm gonna type it first. Oh, you know what? I could have went to the history because I think I looked that up. Hold on. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Give me 1 second. Oh, no, it's not in Chrome. It's someplace else. Okay. But if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Also, can everybody please let me know if you checked your passport? Is your passport up to date? Do you have to get your passport? I know someone said they just sent out their renewal. Thank you. I want to make sure we're staying on track with that, even if we're not looking to leave the country right away. And then I want to know later, I want to know if you got the rest of your paperwork in order, like your birth certificate, your social security card, and all of that. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to type it in. Wait, is this it? Is this it? Hold on 1 second. I might have found it. No, that one's not it. Okay, I'm gonna have to type it. Oh no, okay. What is this? What is this? What is this? No, that's not it. It's not right. Oh, okay. I'm coming, y'all, and I'm gonna check the comments. But the Google that I'm gonna pull up is, I mean, the search I'm gonna pull up is what are the least safe countries for expats? Okay, let me see something. Let me see if you have questions because this isn't pulling up what I wanted to pull up. There's a reference that basically lists every place. So there's a source that lists not every place, but a lot of the places that are the top 15 that we just went over. They list those as the least safe places for expats to move or for Americans to move to. And I can't find the link right now. I should have said, oh, did I save it in my notes? Hold on. Wait, Kim, please tell me you did that. Let me see. No. Okay, so we're going to go to the other, remember I said we were going to check what other countries are saying about certain places and advisories. Let's go ahead and pull that up real quick, and then I'll get back to the comments. Okay. Italia. Italia. Okay. All right. Oh, I got to pull it up to screen. Hold on a second. I always forget that step. So another good resource is other governments' travel advisories. You want to compare what other governments are saying against what we're saying, against just what the general propagandized news is saying, and compare them. Because again, these advisories are it's less about really keeping us safe and more about keeping money, from crossing borders. And so let me just go across. I'm going to take myself off the screen, or I'm going to lower myself. And no, I'm going to take off because I'm covering that. Okay. So let's just quickly see what this is. The government of Canada, which ranks higher than us now as far as the strongest passports in the world. And they also offer advisories. And if you look at currently their ranking, green means normal, yellow exclamation means high, orange means avoid for non-essential, and then this red X means avoid all travel. So Costa Rica, they have exercised a high degree of caution. Why? Spain, same thing. People are leaving and going there. Italy, same thing. Now, we're not going to South Sudan, I don't think. Not most of us, right? Indonesia, which is Bali, one of the most peaceful places on earth, right? That people, a lot of us are going to. And not just us, meaning Black people, a lot of Americans are going to, and a lot of Canadians are going to. And I think I mentioned before that in Mexico, it's in the big populated areas. So like Puerto Vallarta, like Mexico City, Playa del Carmen, Cancun, there's a lot of Canadians, a lot of people who have expatriated, or they're snow bunnies or whatever. Senegal, the Philippines, Rwanda, which from all accounts that I hear now is like a slice of heaven on earth in Africa. Let's just see. Guatemala. I knew my light was going to go out. Colombia. These are all places that they're losing business to, is what I'm going to say. But you can definitely, you see the British Virgin Islands is fine. Brazil, high. Vietnam, high. These are all places that Mexico, of course, exercise a high degree of caution. So I just brought that up to show Bahamas high, Malaysia high, Thailand high. So compare, what our country is saying. I use the UK as well. And I was going to bring them up too, but we're way over an hour. And I definitely want to get to questions. And I definitely want to see what the answer to your questions were. And I think let me just make sure are there any more bullets? And so, yeah, so also these are some of the resources that I would recommend. We went over, the local newspaper. We went over making sure we check against the other governments' national advisories, but reading between the lines there, because if we know a lot of us are going to Costa Rica, there's a reason why. And Yeah, follow the money, basically. Follow the money. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. The site that I went over, and I'm not going to do an example tonight, but also the site Numbeo that I went over in affordable countries. Some of you guys may not have been here, so I'll just pull it up, but I'm not going to do any research on it tonight. But they also show crime statistics as well. And this is not a US government. Let me pull this up real quick. This is not a US government site. Not now. Do I have to pull? Yeah, I gotta come back on stage. Hold on one second. Remove, stop, present, share, Numbeo, share, and then pull you back up to stage. Okay, there we go. So we went over this already in a previous video, and we did examples on how to use it. But for those of you who did not see it, let's go ahead and just show you what type of information they provide. Oh, do I have to put something in? I might have to put something in. Oh, goodness. Do I have to put my email again? Select a location. Let's just say Costa Rica, San Jose. Okay, so it gives you the price, the average cost of living, so to speak, which includes restaurants, markets, transportation, utilities, sports and leisure, childcare, clothing, rent, apartment prices, salaries, and financing. But there's some place in here, quality of life, crime. Here it is. Oh, gosh. Okay. So yeah, it tells you the level of crime. Hold on a second. And it will have you compare with the city. So let's just say, I'm going to say Atlanta. So crime increasing within the past 3 years. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to see if there's any dates here. I don't see any dates. It says past 3 years. So I don't know what 3-year period they're talking about. But yeah, it gives you a wealth of information that you can compare. So the data between the comparison between Atlanta, Georgia and San Jose, homes broken into, things stolen, being mugged, cars stolen, things stolen from cars, attacks, being insulted, illicit drugs. This looks like hate crime, so to speak, vandalism, problems with corruption and bribery. But what you can see is that when it comes to hate crimes, we're looking very low at a 12.62%. Here's the dates. I'm sorry. October 2024 versus August 2024. I didn't see that. So the hate crimes is very low compared to Atlanta, which is over 50%. Right? I'm trying to see. There used to be something related to pyungs being mugged or robbed. Did they remove that? Oh, maybe this is the level of crime they added. That's interesting. Or maybe San Jose doesn't report that because they don't have that. That's probably it. I picked some place that just doesn't have pyungs. Anyway, all right. So let me get to the questions. Child, it is an hour and 23 minutes. Let's see where we at. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get through these. Going in December. I think that was the last one. Somebody did a thumbs up. Mine's just, your passport's good till 2028. Praise the Lord. You got 4 years on that. Well, let's say 3, because you want to renew that if you can in 3 years. I got mine. Yay, Jan Wig. So Casper's good till 2028. You got yours at the beginning of the year, so yours is good until 2034. 10-year passport, good. WN, perfect. What do you know about having a damaged social security card? You need to get another one. You need to get another. Oh, welcome back, Dr. HP Black, PhD. I didn't forget about you. I didn't have time today to research Levi, but it's on my list of things to do. Yeah, so if it's damaged, get a new one. That's not hard to do. So, oh, you're good through 2027. Perfect. Is that SS card, birth certificate, all good? Wonderful. Good, Cynthia. Extra year, the U.S. will be on an listen. So the U.S. is on advisory for. I didn't pull up the UK. I don't think. No. Is it the UK? I think the UK may have. I didn't pull up the UK. So yeah, when you get a chance. Oh, I found what I wanted to show you. I found, and then we'll get back to the people and where they at with their I knew I tried to save something. Hold on one second. See, I work. I'll be working for y'all. I really do, but I just don't be remembering. So let me stop screen, present, share screen, share screen. Okay. It was the icon that was throwing me off in my tab. I didn't think that was it. So this is what I wanted to show you. So I told you about per capita being the qualifier that you want to look at. You go to certain sites. The top 10 countries with the highest not even but unaliving rates per 100,000. Now, there's something that is there's a common denominator here. Let's just say Jamaica is number 1. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, number 2. Trinidad and Tobago, number 3. St. Lucia, number 4. Honduras, number 5. So whoever asked about Honduras, according to this list, it's the highest country, one of the highest countries. Highest ranking countries with the unalivings. Bahamas, Belize, Ecuador, Mexico, and Colombia. Can anybody take a guess at how these numbers, and these are the 10 with the lowest: Singapore, Oman, Macau, Hong Kong, Switzerland, South Korea, Italy. Italy, the country of Italy, has a lower unaliving rate than Belize or Bahamas or Trinidad or St. Lucia. Where was I? So Switzerland, South Korea, Italy, Norway, Slovenia, and Cyprus. And there's a ranking of comparing the US as well. And this is based on 2022 stats, but still, I'm sure it hasn't changed that much. So I'm not even going to, I just wanted to point this out. These are places where if it was really that bad against expats, tourists, people visiting there, why is the tourism so high to these places? Why is the expatriatism so high in Mexico, in Colombia, in Jamaica? Like, it just doesn't, the math ain't mathing. And these are brown and black countries, right? So anyway, I wanted to share that. And then we'll get back to the responses. And I think I covered everything. So we did the 10-year damage security. So we did, okay, let's go to the next one. Extra year. I think I got you, Cynthia. Yes, good. Yep, you're all good. Perfect. DL, extra year, the US. Yep, and you're right. You are absolutely right, which is, child, our future. our future. And when for those who weren't here, I started talking about, if you haven't seen the latest news about some dropped charges or dropped convictions, we living in the matrix for real. Any place goes where he says the dictator are very fine, exercise caution when traveling. Yep. Who was that? That was DL. Exactly. A damaged estimate. Yep. Should be replaced. Absolutely. Thank you, WM. Perfect. For birth certificates, is it better to get a copy of the long form my state says is commonly requested for dual citizenship applications, but is one needed for residency applications? I didn't need a birth certificate for... Wait a minute. Did I need a birth certificate for my residency? I've been reading so much stuff, putting this massive resource guide together. Did I need... No, I just needed my passport. I didn't need a birth certificate. So I will say this. Every country, I put my computer on a higher thing, and I feel like, okay, there you go. Every country is different. If you can have both, fine. You just never know, right? And then if you plan on getting like certain type of work certificates or health or like, so you just never know. What is it called? The apostille. When you get the notary to take it to the state to have certain documents notarized. I think some people do that, like with their birth certificates and stuff like that. So you may not need a long form. Maybe you want to get that done. So each country is different. And again, because I'm working on this or finalizing this resource guide that has, I'm going to say, I don't know the final number yet, because if I don't get certain information and if the places close their borders to residency, they won't make the final list. So let's just say over 65 countries. I can't, it's all like muddled right now. So I will say, check with the country that you're interested in residency on their immigration site, and they will tell you any and everything that is needed. Wow, they go deep with the descriptions of crime, child. Yes, they do. Hey, Brown Girls Invest too. Buenos noches. I'm glad you are too. So this is my sister from Guadalajara. We met in Guadalajara. Shoot. This is 2024, so like 2 years ago, almost. Yep, almost 2 years ago. And Dee is a reformed or relocated ATLian is what they call them. She moved from Atlanta to Mexico some years ago. And please check out her channel if you want to know how to make some money so you can do this move by using investing. Please check out Dee's channel. I mean, she gives so many tips and gems on investing and living off of your dividends like she does as well. And she's also a trader like I am as well. So please check out Dee's channel, Brown Girls Invest too. And I'm not sure, Dee, if you have a upcoming, or this is November, so it might have been, did it pass already, the summit or the event that you were having? Anyway, check out Brown Girls Invest too. She talks about her move abroad and how she was able to finance it and all of that. So good to see you, Dee. Thanks for joining. Oh, good. Wonderful. Try. Yeah, because people are commenting on my channel that they're able to renew like with more than a year. But I'm going off of what the government paper says. But I also say, I didn't know my thing was hanging out. I also say, it can't hurt to ask. And I said that in another video. Please, if it's that close, try to ask. Yes, W Squared. It's a great site. It's a great reference. And that is the overall point. So Dee will tell you, like, we've been out in Guadalajara now. Listen, I will tell you, I would never own my own car or drive in Mexico. And it's for multiple reasons. One is because I'm not fluent enough in the language to communicate with the police, la policia, should I need to, right? If they pull me over and they don't want to work with me in my me llamo Esquim, ¿qué paso? Yo no sé. No, like if they're not going to work with me with that, then I'm in trouble. That's number one. Number two, they're known to pull you over. Period. That's it. They say, I'm not saying this. This is what I heard. This is what I hear in the streets. It's a way for them to make some extra coin, you know. And so D, D drives. D took her car with her to Mexico and has some stories to tell. So yeah, definitely use that for your research. So definitely, I want you to research. I'm saying all that. I was saying the story about the driving is because that's the most that I've heard people say. I have another investor friend. She says every time she purchased a place in Mexico, and she says every time she gets off the plane and rents a car and drives to her place, she flies into Cancun. She's like, she believes the police officer know her schedule. Somebody calls from the airport, is like, oh, she just arrived. And they will stop. They will always stop her on her way to her condo. And she says she'll have her $20 bill or $10 bill ready, just be like, and they'll be like, no, $100, however you say it. And she's like, I got $10, and they'll take the $10 and keep it moving. So, again, I prefer that than a pyung pyung in a restaurant or a movie theater or something like that. I'm sorry. Where's the US? You mean in the ranking? So in the interest of time, I'm not going to pull the slides back up because, number one, I'm tired of StreamYard and all the steps you got to take to do it. Number two, the resources are there, so you can definitely check it out. But the US, listen, we're not worried about. We know the US is a place we trying to, not be much longer or all the time. So, yeah, all that sun makes people crazy. And, I'm not even sure what that comment was about. I'm sorry, Jan. Where's Ukraine? Oh, please. They're high risk. Yeah, no, yeah. They're not, nobody's recommending anybody move to that part of the world. How will the Mexican government respond to American citizens moving or currently residing there when the U.S. starts deporting non-U.S. citizens back to Mexico in large numbers? I don't have a crystal ball, but I do know that many places in that country are dependent on U.S. and Canadian tourism. And I'm also going to do / expatriatism, right? So I can't answer that question, but I don't think they want to get rid of all the money that's coming in from us. So again, but who knows what the future holds, right? Who knows if they already have a plan and in place. But anyone who saw that comment that they said the president said she was going to do something, supposed to be fake news. Haven't got my passport book back yet. When I do, I'll be the second to know. The first will be me. Good. I haven't gotten mine yet either. Today makes week 2. Like 2 weeks ago today is when I put in for my renewal. Oh, thank you, D. You don't need a birth certificate. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't remember a birth certificate, but I know there are some places that they want it. And I don't know. It might be the places that it's harder to get residency. But yeah, I needed my passport. That's all I remember. Thank you for answering. You can renew early by mail. Oh, but not online. Oh, so if it's more than a year out, you can renew by mail. But if it's online, yeah, because you have to put in when it expires online. That makes sense. So yeah, so whoever's interested in trying to get it done a little earlier, Larunda says you can do it by mail. So that's good news. Thank you. The policia has pulled me over a few times. They check my paperwork and I keep it moving. Okay. They have stopped pulling me over now. Oh, good. So being in San Miguel de Allende has helped. Wonderful. Because I remember, Guadalajara, and then was there someplace else? Well, I remember we were in a car together and they had the roadblocks in Guadalajara. That's what I'm thinking of. But they weren't just stopping you, they were stopping people. So yeah. And like I said, my struggle Spanish, I'd be a mess. Oh, good for you. You've never had to. Wonderful. Child, let's not even talk about it no more. I don't want this to be any type of bad juju. So oh, Patricia, I don't know what you're yesing. I'm sorry. We should have been number one. Yeah, some places I'm sure will classify as so that's the other thing. So if you look specifically under firearm regulations or control, we're at the bottom of that list. And so meaning the top of having no real control over. And I'm trying to talk slow because I don't remember what words I can say on this platform, but yeah. So yeah, the US isn't ranking high. When it comes to crime, we're not like number one or number 2, 3, but when it comes to control, we rank high. I just noticed most of the countries with crimes. Exactly. That's what listen. That's what I wanted you to notice. They might start making the requirements more strict to slow down the amount of people coming to Mexico. Oh, absolutely. I could see that. I know that's happening. I also heard already that the California office, the California Consulate, is not taking any more appointments until January of 2025. So if you're in, not California, Los Angeles, excuse me, or whatever's near Los Angeles, they're not taking any more Mexican residency appointments from US citizens until January 2025. This has been for like a week or two already. So we're talking 2 months. They've put a pause or a slowdown. So I can definitely see that being an issue moving forward. But people, you can go to other consulates right now. So it's not you can't get it until January. It's just going to be harder for you if you live in that part of the region. But I know people who have just made appointments here in Jersey and in New York. Yep, I renewed today. My passport expires 7/26. I called the U.S. Department of State to verify. Oh, good. So yeah, so you can do early, and that's perfect. But you have to mail it in, is what you said. Yes, perfect. The crime stats, ... And so you were responding to yes, Patricia. I was wrong. Passport is good through 2029. Oh, more time. More time. Perfect. Listen, that's even better. So that's the whole, that's why I emphasize it every live, is because I really want whoever's new to please check your passport, see if it's expired, see if there's anything that can invalidate it, like tears. And I think I just did. No, there's tomorrow there'll be a clip of the last video I did telling you what will invalidate a passport. Check your passport, because it's not just the expiration date. If you don't have a passport, please go ahead and get your passport sooner than later, because there are changes coming to the U.S. Department of State. Things are very well likely to slow down. There will be budget cuts. And so if you can start the process now, please. And the last thing I want to say, if you can gift a passport to a loved one, someone you know, someone you don't know, for the holidays versus buying them a pair of sneakers or something that they really don't need. Now, if they need a pair of sneakers, get them a pair of sneakers. But if they don't need, if they got 40 pairs sitting in the, closet already, but they don't have a passport, let's try to change that. New subscriber here would like to know more about Black people in New Zealand. What's a good resource? Black in New Zealand, I would Google that first. See if there's any social communities. I would also go on the social platforms, do hashtags, Black in New Zealand. You will get a wealth of information, even if it's only 10 people. Now, I know New Zealand has more Black people. And New Zealand also just recently issued I think I read it in one of our other lives. They were like, you're welcome here, but don't come here with your American entitled arse and try to tell us what's different and what we need to have here and what we don't have. So yeah, I would just do Black in New Zealand, hashtag across all social media platforms, Google it in Google. Put that in Google in the search bar, and then like in Facebook, just, type that in, see if there's anything, or Black and Abroad. Or there's another, Black people living abroad. I think that's a Facebook group that has people from everywhere. I forgot to tell you, I saw a young jock at Los Cabos International Airport on my way back to the US a few days ago. I got some pics. He's short. Oh no, he's short. You know what? Listen, I lived in Atlanta when like that whole LaFace movement was happening. And when I tell you, every one of them, and you can't really see, they're all like 4'8", meaning Jermaine Dupri, Young Jock, oh my gosh, all of them that came up during that time, and of course TLC, they were all like 4'7", 4'8". They're escaping me right now, but they were all super duper short. I think that had to be a requirement. Passport, thank you, Enlighten. Passport, birth certificate, social security card, all in hand and up to date. Thank you so much for this valuable information. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being part of the gyms. Y'all know, so whoever missed it yesterday, number one, we celebrated our 2-week anniversary for going live, but I also presented you with your new titles. Y'all are the gemstones, right? So thank you, gemstones, for coming and not only just engaging, but sharing your knowledge as well. This is a collective effort. Like, we get further together. We get faster. We get, what is it? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We're trying to go far. So thank you, Enlighten. Thank you for being here. The US will also try to slow down people leaving because it will be brain drain. Yeah, this is why I'm urging people to try to at least get their, so my whole mantra, stack the odds in your favor. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. So if you don't have your passport, you ain't going nowhere anyway. You ain't going nowhere anyway. So you have no options, which means you have less freedom, right? So even if they slow down the process, if you don't have a passport, if you have a passport, you can still try to find solutions to the problems to get out. But without a passport, you're not even going to Canada. That passport card, I remember a year ago, last November, I walked from on the Niagara Falls. You could walk from one side, the US side, to the Canadian side. And someone had a passport card to come back. And they were giving them grief. I don't know if they made it back or not. It was cold. I didn't wait to see, but they wanted a passport. And so these borders could change, the border requirements could change at any minute. And they were drunk. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. I don't know who the yeses are when I see them after, you hear how I talk. Black Butterfly, Kim with the gems, new subscriber here, would like to know more about Black people in New Zealand. What's a good resource? Oh, didn't I just? I think I just answered that, so you should be good. So do the Black in hashtags across like Instagram. Instagram is weird with hashtags now, so I don't know, but definitely TikTok, Black in New Zealand. Definitely Google Black in New Zealand, see what comes up, and definitely try the Facebook communities. Oh, good for you. New Zealand's a beautiful, safe country. Are you all selling your house before leaving or renting? LOL. They all see eye to eye. Oh, yep. Exactly. Oh my goodness. They were all short. Like it was so weird to me. I was like, are y'all discriminating against tall people? What's going on? Yes, what's up, Gemstone Nation? That's right. We are serious about being serious about not dealing with this mess if we don't have to. Yes, call, WM says, yes, call. Eddie asked Visa costs about $7.50 over 70 free the EU. Are you talking about the new Visa that's coming out? Well, age over 70 free. Okay. You talking about the Visa to Europe? There's a whole new system. Yeah. It's the I thought it was spelled different, but you might be right. Etias. But yeah. So now, hopefully, let me just make sure, I got to listen, if you're in here now, please like this video. I'm sure if you hung around this long, there was something that I said that you liked. So go ahead, hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Become a gemstone. I'm telling you, if this is your first time here today, you see we have a good time. You see that we not only have a good time, we bounce off of each other. We're on a mission. This is a movement. That's why I'm going live every single day, except for Thursday, for the foreseeable future until God tells me, okay, you can slow down. You can go 4 times a week or you can go 5, whatever. But I'm here until I feel like, because you know what? It's only just beginning. The interest in this is only just beginning. And so whatever knowledge I have to help to share, I will. And I started saying, like, I do consultations, but I was only exclusively doing Mexican residency consultations. But my gemstones were like, oh, please, not please. And I'm not saying you begging, but they were like, I would love to talk to you about this, talk to you about that. I opened my books up to do a few consultations until December, through December. And y'all are serious. So I am serious too. So thank you for the support. Thank you for allowing and trusting me, to help you strategize your next move. So thank you. And so let me finish. Patricia says, oh, wow, thanks, Life. So I was wondering, should I get both a visa and passport? So y'all are having conversations that I'm not even privy to. Put simply, the empty home tax targets property owners who leave their homes vacant extended periods, typically ranging from 6 to 9 months. I don't think that's a national tax. I think insurance is what you have to worry about, because if you insure your home and there's nobody in it, then you have to pay. There's a vacant premium that they add to your insurance. And if they find out later, if you have to make a claim for something and and they're like, oh, nobody was here, they'll deny your claim, because they will say something could have been mitigated or and so for those of you that don't know, I'm a real estate agent, but I don't practice. But anyway, so just know that if you do leave a home vacant, you have to notify your insurance company to let them know that it will be vacant. And I don't know if every insurance company has the same time requirements, if it's 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 3 months. Some I think are 90 days. So, oh, you're welcome, Patricia. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. This is the Gemstone Nation. LaRonda branded us, so we are the Gemstone Nation. Do you know exactly when will require U.S. citizens to have a ETIAS visa? Well, they pushed it back, but I think 2025 will be the year. I just don't know when, what month of the year, and especially with the new, the changes of the guard. So I think it will happen in 2025, but it's been pushed back, just like the real IDs and all of that. But I think 2025 is when all of that is going to start to make its way to mandates. So I don't have a date. I think they were saying, so I'm getting it mixed up. So the real IDs may be May. You know what? Let me see. I'm going to do a quick visa required for U.S. citizens date. Yeah, they don't have a confirmed. Let me just do start date 2025. It's just saying mid 2025. It's not giving a confirmed date. It's saying, some say Q2 for the ETIAS. They're saying Q2. Other reports are saying mid 2025. So there's no date confirmed yet, but I would think it will be in 2025. Will be in mid 2025 visa. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Thank you. Reminder, you'll need a real ID in 2025 also. And so the weird thing is, because I had to renew my license, they give you the option to not get a real ID. They recommend that you do, but if you have a passport, they're saying you really don't need a real ID. So I don't know how mandatory it will be, and I don't know what their ultimate rationale, or what the reasoning is for us not having to get, like, having the option to get it. So it's definitely going to be a class. It's going to be some type of systematic something. I'm just not sure what it's going to be. So yeah. So let me just make sure. So you guys liked the video, you subscribe to the channel, you're going to share this with a loved one who's looking for resources, who needs some information. If you need to sway them on your side, let them know that the gemstones are out here and growing by exponentially, by force. I mean, not by force, by listen, we are growing exponentially, and we are going to try to bring as many people as we can with us. But we do realize we may have to leave some behind, but we want you to come with us. We want you to come with us. We want you to be in the number. So yeah, so yes, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. We're back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the treat. Oh, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because it's late night and I don't have to work. I'll be in my night, attire, covered up, but night attire. May have my head wrapped. I don't know. And I may have a glass of wine. But we're going to go over any questions that you have regarding any of the videos that's in the playlist right now, any of the content that we've already covered. We're going to talk about it. I am going to try, if you're interested in coming up on the stage, just I keep trying to see. Uh-oh. So yeah, hopefully I'll figure it out by tomorrow where I could just, you know, invite you up, because right now I haven't done that on this StreamYard thing. So yeah, I'm just playing with this right now. But anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to bring people up. We're also going to go, the fun part, we're going to go over the good and the not so good comments that, you know, I'll take you inside my spicy comments that I get from some weirdos on the internet. So make you chuckle just to see what I deal with, you know, but I'm not saying it like, I think it's funny because I think people literally are like, we out here trying to stay focused, make moves, and there's people out here that's really thinking that I'm gonna stop what I'm doing because you think I talk too much. Because you think that I could have been able to say all of this in a 30-second video. So anyway, but we also know that this is a big platform, lots of trolls. Everybody has different opinions. And a friend of mine says, you know, she always, I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's shot of Hennessy. Now I don't drink Hennessy, but that's her story. But that's what, you know, where I'm going with it. Like, I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm definitely somebody's glass of Chardonnay or Pinot Grigio. So yeah, so I'm here for for the foreseeable future. If you need any of the resources, the link is in the description. Remember the From Here to There resource guide with the clickable links. Friday's price will not be today's price. It will go to, so we were on a almost 3-week discount, or 2-week, yeah, 2.5, 3-week discount. The price on Friday goes up $5. Right now it's under $13. And the good news is, as I mentioned, the larger resource guide will be available just as soon as I can complete it with the information from the immigration offices, which is still pending for 2025 as it relates to residency requirements and stuff like that. The rest of the stuff is ready to go because most of that is just, you know, standard stuff that doesn't change. But if you decide to, you know, get that book later, then whatever price you paid for the From Here to There resource guide, you will get a discount. So basically it'd be like you get this resource guide for free if you decide to get the larger resource guide, because it's duplicate information. So I don't want you paying for both, but you don't have to get the bigger one either. So I just wanted people to get started on the most popular countries that they're interested in, and they could start doing research on their own without having to source all of the sites themselves. So feel free to get that before Friday, but it'll be available after Friday for $5 more. So it'll be $17.97 starting on Friday. And there was something else I wanted to say. Wait. So I told you about the new resource guide that's coming as soon as it's complete. I really wanted to have it in time for Black Friday because I had this whole promotion thing with Black people moving abroad on Black Friday. But anyway, wishful thinking. And then there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't think of it right now. So I'm not going to waste your time. There's some more questions. And then maybe this is 144,000. Is that a religious reference to the 144,000? Are you Jehovah's Witness? I'm still investigating how to travel with my fur baby. Oh, there's so many resources. If you want, Mexico loves a good fur baby now. Everybody got a fur baby. Dee got a fur baby. Brown Girls Invest too. Oh, I think she got 2 fur babies. And so it depends upon where you want to go. And most sites, like immigration sites, will let you know. And so I'm not sure exactly where you want to go, but most countries, especially Latin America and North America, Mexico, Central America, they love some fur babies. You just need to find your tribe. You don't need everybody to join. Amen. 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 Thank you, Life Soul Centered. Oh my gosh, I loved saying your name just now. Exactly. Portugal, here I come. There's such a huge expat community there, and I highly recommend, if you're not following Our Black Utopia, excellent resource for anyone looking to. They also just did a, I know in the beginning of November, because I kind of wanted to go, they did a scouting trip for people who were interested. And I think they took them around and did a whole, like, this is how you do this. There was a whole community that, went. So definitely check out Our Black Utopia on YouTube. But yes, my dog came with me. Oh yeah, I sent you a message on in the group, in the Facebook group. So do me a favor, 60 plus Black women expats. If you haven't seen it already, check. That's the only way I could contact you. So I sent that a couple days ago, and I'm not on. I don't have Facebook on my phone, and I don't have Messenger, but I check every couple days. I didn't see anything from you, so. Yep, Dee has 2 dogs with her. That's right, you drove them across the border, but you have to, I'm sure you have to show some type of paperwork too, so, and I know there's some medical stuff that they have to. 144,000 is religious, but it's actually about raising frequency. It's not 144,000. Okay. Y'all didn't I say when I started this, y'all weren't gonna have me on here for no 2 hours? This thing goes by so quick though. Oh, good. You just joined our, but oh my gosh. Yeah, they are. So I told this story, and I'm gonna be real quick with it. I told this story before. The way I found Halisi was because she was getting residency in Mexico around the same time I wanted to get residency in Mexico. So they have Mexican residency as well as residency in Portugal. So they have more options. So they have more freedom than we do. So they have European residency as well as Mexican residency. That's a Baptist saying coming out from tribulation. Sorry. That light blinds me. I don't know. So I have a really bright light that always goes out, and I don't keep it plugged in because all that light in my eyes for 2 hours is just too much. But it literally blinds me while I'm while I'm talking. So forgive me. LOL. You're fun. Oh, I think you're talking about me. If you are, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'll look for your contact. Okay, it was in Messenger, Facebook Messenger. I mean, the messages. Officially, they asked, oh, this is about the fur babies. Officially, they asked for a health record and certification, but nobody ever checked anything about my dogs. I left them in the car and took care of my paperwork. Okay, but listen, as they're trying to slow the exodus, get your paperwork in order for your fur babies too, because you may not have the same luck that Dee had. So Dee's already got her residency. Oh, DL Ross is taking her dogs to Europe. My dogs have to get a health passport. Oh wow, the Italian consulate has info. And my vet has a vet working there that certifies the dogs for the health passport. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh my goodness. I want to go back to Italy so bad. Oh, you were talking about me. Thank you, Patricia. I tell you guys, this is the only reason these 2 hours go by so fast. Because of y'all. I'm like, I started, I put it in the atmosphere, like, we're not going to be on here for 2 hours today. And God was like, yes, you are. What do you know about residents in Belize? It's all going to be part of my massive resource guide. So yeah, or you can go ahead and check out their immigration site. You just Google Belize immigration, and you can find out all the information that you need. But you can get, they have a they want people to buy land there and move there, relocate there, expat there. And I think they have an investment, like if you do a certain amount of investment there. I don't know what the dollar amount is offhand. It's all part of the resource guide, but you can do investments there and get your residency as well. Okay, gemstones, you guys have been amazing. I swear, I think I'm forgetting something. I'm looking at my notes. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Listen, y'all, as of today, there are only 36 days left in 2024. 36 days. Where did this year go? I have no idea. 36 days till 2024. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do to plan, right? How are you going to strategize the next 36 days? The rest of 2024 is what I wanted to say. Don't let time go to waste, right? Every week, try to have something that you're aiming towards. So even if it's this week, I'm reviewing all of my paperwork. It shouldn't take you a whole week to do that. But I'm reviewing all of my paperwork, seeing what's expired, what I need a copy of, what I need to start emailing people or going on websites. If that's week 1, fine. Then week 2, you need to execute on that. Like, make sure you start. How much money is this going to cost? Should all be in week 1. And then week 2, start figuring that out. And I don't even want to say, because that week between Christmas and New Year's, that's the slowest time of the year. People on vacation, nobody really wants to be in the office who is in the office. So please, let's not waste this precious time, because guess what? Less than 2 months from now, there's a changing of the guard. And once, it's not going to take long for certain things that he needs to happen, because everything, he has all the chips stacked in his favor. And so this is a request that, if you're here for as long as you guys have been here, for those of you that still need to do some work, just let's start doing the work, because I don't want it to seem like I'm not underscoring like why I'm doing these lives every day. Like, I'm not really a live every day type person. I'm an edit type of video person. I'm like okay, let me take these ums out. Let me, try to enhance this, or, put this extra transition here. I'm not a live everyday type person, but this is so important for all of us. And it's not, somebody said fear mongering. It's like, we are always the last to, we find out things when it's too late, right? Or somebody has said, oh, they're not going to let Black people leave. They want us here to do the work. I'm like, no, they know Black people can't leave. There's only 30% of us that have passports. 30% of, what is it? 45.7 million people. 30% have passports. That means 70% can stay and do the work if we don't change that. So until our stats change, they don't care about the 30% that leaves. Trust me. Having 70% is still more than enough to, to keep this country going the way they want us to keep this country going. So we absolutely need to take this serious. 36 days, and let's just not even count today, because today, well, unless you're on the West Coast, you can still count today. What time is it? Yeah, you still, well, offices are probably closed, but you could still, start the process and analyzing. And that's another reason. So I'm saying all that to say, even if you don't need the from here to there guide, all of this is strategic. There's a plan, then produce accountability workbook that is a 28-day challenge. It is literally week by week, you are making pledges to yourself. You are writing down what you want to accomplish, and you are holding yourself accountable. And we know everything's not that you write down is going to get accomplished in that week, but you're going to carry it over to the next week and then add more stuff that you need, to follow up on. By the end of those 28 days, I use it for this. I use it for this, this live. Like, what, holding myself accountable to make sure I hit the benchmarks that I need to hit, as far as the lives are concerned, as far as even dropping the clips that you see, because I know everybody's not going to come back and watch the whole entire live that I do. So I do clips of some of the most important stuff for those people. Now, I'm not doing a 60-second clip, but there may be a 4-minute, 5-minute, 8-minute, 10-minute clip, so they don't have to go through the 2 hours and 14 minutes that we've been on tonight just to get, some of the most important information. But I wouldn't be able to do that and everything else that I have to do without having that plan. So the plan to produce accountability workbook, which is broken up 28 days, but week by week, it kind of goes in line. There's something called the 90-day strategy, but people hear 90 days and they're like, damn, that's 3 months. That just sounds like forever. It's why a lot of people can't lose weight, because if they see they need to lose 100 pounds, they just don't lose anything because that number 100 is too big for them. But if they see, okay, I could lose 3 pounds this week, and then in X amount of weeks, 4 weeks, I'll be 12 pounds down. And the next 4 weeks, I'll be 24 pounds down. It's breaking it up so that it's more easily digestible and more likely that you'll get accomplished. So it's a week to week accountability guide. And I have an investment. I've mentioned this before. I have an investment community, Investing for Independence, being rebranded. But Investing for Independence, our account, that's what we use for our accountability group. So I know this works. I know that it will work this way as well. It works for me. And so that's available I said all that to say, if you don't need the other guides, fine, but just hold yourself accountable, because this is time sensitive. This is not, oh, I'll do it in 2027. Like, this is time sensitive. To have options is time sensitive. Now, whatever, like I said, you end up doing, God bless you, but don't get stuck. Just don't get stuck. And I'm off my soapbox. That was my 2-minute, like, this is not a game speech. And I hope most of you know the passion, that I come to this with. And I'm trying to, give you guys everything that I have available in my wheelhouse to help you accomplish whatever it is you need to accomplish. So thank you so very much. Let me just see if there's any more. So you were talking to me. Welcome. Thank you. Residency in Belize. Okay. Patricia said, thanks, DL. The U.S. Postal Service used to say, eat the elephant one spoonful at a time. Listen, I don't know about eating no elephant, but I get the metaphor. Yes, eat the elephant. You got to take it in small doses and you'll get more accomplished. It's just that simple. Like, it's not really rocket science. Like, for most people. Now, some people could look at a long-term goal and just march towards it without any type of strategy. Some people, most of us, look at a long-term goal that has a big number or something huge that we have to accomplish, and we get deterred because we just see that elephant that you said. And so we have to remove that. And literally, 90-day strategies work. It's just taking the 90-day number away, because the 90-day number can just seem like it's too much, yeah. So anyway, I don't want to keep rambling again. 2 hours and 18 minutes. Good Lord. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. We're going to do the weekly. This is a weekly. We're going to do Wednesdays moving forward. So they're all already listed on my channel. If you're subscribed, or I don't even know if you have to subscribe. You could just hit turn the notifications all on. So every Wednesday at 10 p.m. except this Wednesday, because it's Thanksgiving week, I'm going on earlier. So I'll probably do around noonish. But every Wednesday around 10 p.m. or at 10 p.m., we're going to do a Q&A, community chat, latest breaking news updates, quick, hits. I won't say quick that will be in and out, but like, just everything that we need to discuss as a community, that's reserved for Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. And I'd like to go over the most frequently asked questions because there's somebody new that's going to join that doesn't even know that they need those questions answered. And there's people that may want to ask the question, but just don't. So, oh, you're welcome, Patricia. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, DL. DL, eventually, because like I said, these numbers, the growth numbers are scaring me. So I may have you as a moderator if need be. Luckily today there were no trolls or nobody crazy, but I know I got you as a warrior. So I will keep you posted. Have a good night, Gym Nation. Bye, Lorinda, if I didn't miss you already. Oh, you're so welcome. What do one do when they don't have a job or money when you need to work regardless of where you at? Fine. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Like money, without money, you can't get a passport. Without money, you can't get a plane ticket. Without money, you can't get gas to put in your car to drive someplace. So while I am not the expert on what to do if you don't have money, I do know this is America and there are tons of ways to get money. This is holiday season, right? Every retail store I know is hiring. So even if you have to, take on an extra job or do whatever to get to your goal, then that's what we got to do. Like, this is a no excuses platform. Like, now I'm not saying you're making excuses. Let me be clear on that. Because you're asking a question. I get it. But there's a solution for everything. And so I don't know what your situation is. I don't know or if you're talking about yourself or talking about somebody else, but there are solutions and there are ways to, I won't even call it a side hustle, create some type of revenue stream for yourself. There are many ways. And if you have a cell phone, if you have access to a computer, if you are near a mall, like there's so many ways to generate income, but we just have to be strategic and think about it and plan. And that's why I believe in that workbook guide, because if you don't write things down, like you don't test, listen, I'm not going to keep preaching, but yeah, there's a solution for every problem, so I will say that. Oh, you're welcome, Casper. Yes, I don't tackle it all at once. I'm back on track. Yes. Oh, that's an exclamation point. It doesn't say I. Yes, don't tackle it. Yep. Definitely don't try to tackle it all at once. And I was going to say, give yourself grace, right? And that's why I say you're not going to, even when you plan week by week, there's some things that you just won't be able to check off the box, right? Give yourself grace, but know that you're trying, like you're moving forward versus standing still or moving backwards. So give yourself grace, just know that. And that's part of what I want to do next. I'm really committed to the accountability thing. And I'm going to try to find a way to set up whoever gets, and this is not a hard sell pitch because the book is like $9. It's $8. I don't even remember. It's like something small. And it's a book that my accountability team, which invests way more than $8, uses. But it's small, it's easy, digestible. And what it is, you print it. If you want to print it out, I think that you could make it editable in a certain app. But each week you just duplicate, like you don't have to, you just duplicate the pages to carry on. But I'm saying all that to say, we need to do that collectively. And I do it I was doing it collectively with my Investing for Independence group. And I kind of want to find a way to do it collectively here for people who are interested, because it works. When you have to answer to a community, and sometimes we find like-minded people in community that is extra help to keep us together and keep us on our grind and keep us going. It's like, hey, did you accomplish this today? I'm using a telephone. We don't really talk on the phone, but email or whatever. And so I'm going to find a way to try to institute that sometime next month, because I'm telling you, this is not, and I want to do it now because the way the numbers are growing on my channel, I'm going to be quite honest, I don't know how I'm going to manage it. I really don't. So I want to start it now while it's still manageable. Let me see. I don't even know what I'm at now. I know it's over 7,000 when 2 weeks ago it was under 4, right? So nearly double. But my concern is because the goal wasn't to grow rapidly. The goal was to speak to a community that I could help. And so let me see where I am. Yeah, I'm at like almost 77,600. And so, right now I can control and handle these comments and communication, but moving forward, I don't know what that's going to look like. So for people who are really serious, like, I'm going to have to find a way for us to come together, because I have goals. Like I said, even if my goals, I use this book, but I use it for this specifically right now. So keeping me accountable or making sure, I'm editing this and I'm posting, about this topic or whatever the goal is, or the promise to myself that is, that I'm going to at least do, a live every day, and 3 shorts, and 4 clips. So, the easily digestible clips, so people who don't sit on for 2 hours can still get the information. I use that guide, and I was actually using it today because I'm trying to get some stuff done by Thursday, so I don't have to look at it on Friday. I'm trying to check off all my boxes by Thursday, basically. So saying all that to say, I have to find a way to manage the people who are serious, because I'm a one woman. No, I'm a woman. I'm so used to saying standard sayings, but I'm a one woman show, and I just want to be really honest about that. Oh, thank you, kitty cat. Thank you. And you are a jewel, because you're a gemstone if you subscribe. Yeah, global house sitting. Yeah, but if you don't have any money right now, I mean, that comment. Yeah, so house sitting, if you like pets and taking care, but you know what, there's different platforms for house sitting, quite honestly, because I have another friend who does house sitting, but she doesn't watch pets, and she gets paid. So there's different platforms, but she doesn't get paid a lot of money, but she likes to travel. So I will say, definitely, if you are looking for free accommodations, not if you don't have money, if you are looking for free accommodations, then yeah, look into house sitting. And I always recommend Stephanie Perry's video. I think the first video I did, or the second video I did in this series, I brought up her channel. So definitely check out Stephanie Perry and the Exodus Summit. Money. One option, get rid of stuff you don't want anymore. Yeah, no, that's another thing. Like, but there has to be a strategy on how you're going to get rid of it, right? So we do know, like eBay, you may not sell right away. You have to know how to sell on eBay if you want to get ranked or get seen. The same with all the other sites like Macari and Poshmark and all of that. So depending on what you're selling, you need a strategy to sell. There's also consignment shops. So you need to know, you have to have a plan, right? So it's not as easy as just selling, because we know yard sales, you're not getting much, right? So you want to be strategic and see if there's ways that you can make something that's not expensive sound expensive. Make it sound like a cherished heirloom, or antique or something like that. So there's different ways, and definitely getting rid of the stuff you have is one, but you have to be smart about it so you can you can make the most from it. Google W@H jobs. If there's a will, there's a way. I don't know what W@H is, jobs. But yeah, and there's like, if you have a skill or a talent, there's like those service sites like Fiverr and Upwork and stuff like that. You can be a virtual assistant and make some, money. And yeah, there's so many ways. You just have to have a strategy. Everything is figure outable. I forgot the woman's name that came out with that book. Maria, I like her too. Marie, and I can't think of her last name. I'm getting rid of everything. Will sell my car. I've always had a car, so that will be weird, but oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, I gave my car to my nephew before I left for Mexico the first time. And the only time I regret it, or I won't even say regret, the only time I miss it is like now when the weather's getting cold in New York, and I'm still in New York. That's the only time. But you're right. Yes, Patricia, for me, that will be the last thing, my car. Yeah. So just that's what I'm saying. The planning and the writing down and the strategy, it works. And the thing about having community, which is why I want to build it, because sometimes we write stuff down never to look at it again. But when you have accountability with other people, as long as you show up, you're going to get stuff done, because you don't want to come there like, yeah, nah. 2 weeks went by and I ain't checked nothing off. No, you're going to want to get stuff done. So, moderators. Yeah, I'm probably going to eventually. I know I will. Because like I said, there's no way I'd be able to do it. Oh, I like DL and vegetables just as you can. You are available, Patricia. I think that's what you're saying. Perfect. Listen, I'm gonna be hitting you up soon, both you and DL. So let me just add your name. Perfect. Yeah, moderators. Don't forget to push the like button. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Thank you. Please, please, please hit that like button. I appreciate it. Stephanie Perry gave a list of global W at H jobs. I'm still lost on the W at H. Thank you, but we really don't want to leave our sisters behind that don't the resources. I know I type when I type in other people's comments, listen, I mess up all the time. I don't understand this, that don't the resources behind. No, we don't want to leave nobody, but the truth is, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not lying on this channel. Like, people are gonna get left behind. I mean, it's just what it is. Like, people are committed to this country. People are committed to not going anywhere. People are committed to foolishness. People are committed to toxicity. People are going to get left behind. Oh, Yvette, I did call your name out though earlier. I confused you with the buckshot, but I can't remember his name either. But oh, good. It's good. It's good. Just, resources to use when you want to find out real from fake, myth from fact about these places that they deem unsafe. Work at home. Okay, girl, listen. I'm like, is she saying White House? Okay, work at home. Yes. Yes, virtual assistant, etc. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity out there in these internet streets. And sometimes you only need a cell phone. Contract agency work for a few months to a year, you get money. That's right. Can get money. There's a lot of money to be made out here, and there will be for a while. And so just customers so many work from home customer service jobs are available. I mean, I have a friend right now. She's caregiving for her mother. She had to move back from California to New York to do that. And she found a work from home customer service, job within a month. And so she started out part-time just to see, how she liked it. And she may be watching, not sure, but no, it's late. She's probably in bed. No, it's 9:37. She may be watching. And now she's full-time. So she works from like 9 to 5 not 5 days a week, but she works from home, and she's used to working. She was a manager in retail for years. Um, so yeah. Hey, AC Anita. Creations, I'm sorry. Think she means don't leave some behind. Yeah, I wish I could say that would be the truth. But some people are gonna get left behind. I mean, I remember my pastor gave this analogy one time. He was like, you know how when you fly and for people who fly, and I'm going to butcher how he said it because he is just so eloquent, but he was talking about, have you ever been on a plane? And I'm going to just simplify it. Have you ever been on a plane and the pilot was like, we're going to have to take some of these bags off the plane because the plane is too heavy for us to take off. And then we're going to have to even out, right? Don't let somebody weigh you down because they're not ready or they don't have the same vision as you. There's another quote I saw. Of course, you didn't understand the plan that God gave me or the call that God put on me. It wasn't a conference call. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes people are not going to see the same things you see, and it's okay. Like, it's okay. I know it's hard, right? It's hard. I have tons of family members that just swore up and down I was the craziest person in the world for, and I won't say tons. I don't have tons. I have a few family members. Mexico, the artel's going to get you. Like, I have many friends that is just like, why would you want to go? Like, so if I listened to them, I would have never got residency. They will never go, right? They will never go. Matter of fact, some of them will never, ever leave the towns that they're in. And so you have to be okay with that. Like, everybody's destiny is not the same, right? Everybody's goals for their life is not the same. Some people like toxicity, some people like happiness. We have been bred in toxicity for so long that some of us feel comfortable and safe there, while others. So I'm saying that to say what's going on right now, there's some type of enjoyment or some type of comfortability in it. And for others, it's like, oh, heck no, life is too short. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to live places without fear. I'm going to make sure my children come home from school. So again, everybody's calling is not the same. And some people, we just going to have to send postcards to. My family is happy in Cali. I'm outie 5. Amen. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's okay though. It is really okay. I'm not trying to listen, only 30% of Black people have passports. That tells all I need to know about leaving people behind, right? And my movement this movement, the gemstone, movement is only going to move the needle this much. And so, but listen, this much is better than nothing, right? So yeah. So again, my wish is that we amplify this message to as many people as we can. And that's why I also say leaving the country is not the only option for people. But don't stay around toxicity. If you live in a neighborhood where you're the only person of color, and I'm going to say of color because I'm not just talking about Black, but I am talking about Black, right? But if you're listening and you're, whatever you are, if you're the only person that lives in the neighborhood because you moved on up to the east side and you have this beautiful home, but every neighbor around you, we saw the video yesterday about what's going on in Beverly Hills with the kids in the high school, right? You can watch the video. It's at the top of, well, not the top. After you finish chit-chatting, it's at the top of the video. You can watch that. I refuse. I'm not raising children in that environment, but if I was, I'd be out of that environment. There is no way I would play games with my kid's life in that environment. So if you're in that environment and you're looking for options, it doesn't necessarily have to be out of the country. It could be, if you're in a super, super red state, then maybe you move to a super, super blue state, right? Where maybe you're not going to fear your children going to school and, pum pums all the place, or them being, accosted because, now it's okay to accost young Black people, And so it's not just about moving out the country. It's about making sure we have options. That's what it boils down to. I used to work for a bank from home, just got laid off after 10 years, and answered to my prayers. Oh, praise you. I mean, listen, there's going to be so much more layoffs. It's just not even the cuts that are coming, not only in private, but federal. Let's stay ready. FEMA is always hiring for customer service jobs remote. So many disasters around the US. Oh, they need people to answer those phones. Thank you, DL Ross, for the gem. Now that was a major gem. That was major. I had no idea. So definitely, if you can, do some research on that. Because customer service is, you could work from home. You got a phone. Yeah. So many people are working from home now. Whenever I'm talking to customer service people, I hear babies in the background crying. I hear dogs barking. So yeah, there are definitely opportunities out there. Working from home was wonderful. Stephanie Perry gives. Girl, Patricia, you love you some Stephanie Perry. Is this Stephanie Perry? No. No, I love Stephanie Perry too. And those of you who've been on here before know that I've taken her YouTube challenge. I've had consultation with her. I've taken some other accountability thing with her. So I agree. But Stephanie is a great resource. So we get it. Yes, Stephanie is a great resource. Stephanie Perry's channel, please follow, please. That's right. Put your mask on first. You have to. You really have to. I mean, now, again, I understand there's certain circumstances. You have, aging parents, disabled children, whatever. It's going to take a lot more to, get ready. But for those of us where it may come easier, let's start the process. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. I'll check it out tonight. I know. We were talking. I go on my little tangents. I don't even know what that was. Truth Giver Hundreds will block your plans. Yep. They really will. They really will. Halasi was so sad about Beverly. Oh, I didn't see the video yet. I have to catch. I've been so focused on getting Kim with the gym stuff out. And I usually catch at least the replay of her weekly. I know she does Sunday, I think it is. Yeah, that I showed that yesterday. It's heartbreaking. Ask what happened. Or maybe y'all already answered that. I've been listening to a lot of it. If you didn't, I will answer it now. Let me just, okay, you didn't. Okay, so yeah, so do me a favor. When you get a chance, yesterday's video, we talk about what happened, but it was a high school in Beverly Hills. And the day after Election Day, I'm not going to say all of them, but there were a bunch of white high school students who came in with the red, hats and the flag of the person who's taking office, in a couple months, in less than 2 months, and started basically walking up and down the hallways and then terrorizing calling some of the Black students racial slurs. And there's more to it. And the teacher, this is the weird part about it, that there's a Black fashion teacher who works at that school. who ends up now getting the brunt of it, because she told them, if anything happens to me, if anything happens to my son, my family's coming for you. So now they're saying she was threatening after they incited all. So somebody brought up a good point yesterday. It's just basically January 6th all over again. But guess what? Now it's okay, because guess who was let off the hook today for the January 6th situation to face no consequences. So yeah, it's about to get real out here. So that's why I'm committed. Every day live. We're not here Thursday, just a reminder. So please enjoy your holidays. Yeah, so that's what happened. Yeah, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for the list of donors. Listen, at the end of the day, I do believe some people are brainwashed. He said it. This is not the smartest country in the world, right? Deny. I don't know what Project 2025 is. What is that? Meanwhile, now that you have been installed, well, not quite installed yet, but selected, you're picking people from the Heritage Foundation to be part of your organization, but you didn't know what this 2020 Project 2025 was. So there's been a lot of mistruths and people fall for it. And so there's some, I will say this, like, I do believe, a lot of people, like, if you vote, they don't see it through our eyes. They don't know what's at stake really. Now, women, I'm concerned about, like, how could you, how would you, why would you, like, but again, not everybody is super bad. Most of his people wrote Project 2025. Yeah. Yeah. But he didn't know what it was, right? When he was asked. I never heard of that, so listen, my mission is to make sure we stay ready. We stay ready, and we have options. That's really it. So thank you, everyone. It is, oh my gosh, 2 hours and 45 minutes and 2 hours and 46 minutes almost. So you know what? I'm just going to say thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow at 10 p.m. We're going to go over Q&A. We're going to have some chit chat. We're going to, just have a good old time with the gemstones. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until tomorrow. That's right. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. See you tomorrow. My mouth is so dry. This water's been sitting here. I haven't taken a swig in almost 3 hours. I'm going to do that and get ready for bed. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.